In my first video, I recounted the story of how I first started painting. It was all because of a raven. In short, I fell into a deep depression after losing Edgar, the raven I helped to rehabilitate and who was later released onto my property. I came home one day only to find feathers, and I was shattered. After what seemed like a lifetime of mourning, the fog of sorrow lifted, only once I discovered the joy of painting ravens. Painting is something I hadn't really done since high school, having even failed art in my senior year. I believe that Edgar brought forth a gift, something that was buried deep in me and probably wouldn't have seen the light had I not had this experience with this beloved bird. It's been a few years since his passing, and I have not stopped painting ravens. I've also continued my work with bird rescues whenever possible.
You're good now. You're good. Come on. Free to go. Come on.
And have also had the incredible opportunity to share space with another beautiful raven. Meet Meecaw, a young raven who visits me almost daily. I started laying out food for Meekaw's parents at 2 of our feeding spots for a very long time, and they continue to bring their young here year after year. Meecaw started visiting the food sites with her 2 siblings when they were about 6 weeks old. I don't know what ended up happening to her siblings, but she now visits on her own. Statistics show that only half of the young survive into the following year. Getting wild ravens to feed from a spot on your property is a very difficult endeavor. Ravens by nature are very cautious and wary of humans. It takes a load of effort, food, consistency, and a lot of patience, and isn't always fruitful. It took me nearly 2.5 years alone to gain the trust of Meekaw's parents. I would lay out scraps of meat, fish, nuts, but I mostly fed them chicken eggs, which they love. I'd sometimes even leave eggs from our geese. These sites would need to be stalked in the early dawn, otherwise the night critters would get to them and they'd be gone by the following morning. I eventually made a platform up high so that only the ravens and crows would have access to the food. It didn't take me as long to befriend Meecaw, in part because she was still young, and I always had a steady supply of peanuts, her favorite. In spite of our ever-growing mutual bond, Meecaw is a wild and free bird who chooses to go wherever the wind blows. We are fortunate that she chooses to live and roost nearby. On most windless days, I am able to call out to her, and more often than not, she shows up in minutes. Over time, she's allowed me to get closer to her, till finally I was able to feed her by hand. Fast forward to now, and Mrs. Nosypants always has to know what I'm up to. She is very curious and often follows me around the property. And when I can't be found outside, she'll fly up to one of our windows to look for me, just as Edgar used to do. I was absolutely delighted when she flew up to my art studio window for the first time. This became a regular occurrence, and I looked forward to these visits. I eventually removed the window screen to observe her reaction and to see how things would unfold.
What are you doing? Hi. What are you doing? Hi, what are you doing? Are you gonna give me a kissy kissy? Hi. You gonna give me a kiss? Kiss, 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 kiss.
Curious, confident, and undaunted, she pretty much made herself at home. She wasted no time trying to deconstruct my armchair and to get into everything she could. I mainly hung back and let her have the run of the mill, at least for a little while. I think that my son had a harder time with her being in the house than I did.
He's eating the fat.
It's okay.
Stop it. Stop it. What are you doing?
I was amused and curious myself. But then it was time to get back to work, back to what got me here in the first place, back to the flow and freedom of painting these amazing birds.